Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your own DIY transparent iPhone 4 LCDs. Transparent iPhone 4 and 4S kits on eBay are quite expensive, and you can do the same thing with an old iPhone 4 screen for nothing. So I picked up this iPhone 4 8GB. It was untested when I brought it, and it does actually work, but I'm going to be taking this thing apart and using its cracked screen to make my own transparent iPhone 4 screen. Now I didn't want to use a brand new screen for this, as I'll demonstrate a little bit later in the problems that you can get. It's very easy to damage the actual screen. If you just slip with the tool, you can stab it straight into the LCD and crack it like I did with a screen. So you can see here, taking the back off, this is not an original back, but you can see inside the phone that it looks a little bit different than a standard iPhone 4, and that's because it is actually a little bit different. Compared up to my other iPhone 4s, you can see that the Wi-Fi antenna is painted, the dock connector bracket is also painted, and the battery is significantly flatter on the 8GB than on the 16 and 32GB model iPhone 4s that I have that are actually slightly older. You can also see there with the bracket that connects up to the battery, it's also unpainted as well. So there are a couple of differences with this phone than the standard iPhone 4, but other than that, everything is original and is the same between both phones. So I can go ahead and start disassembling this iPhone 4 8GB. Now I'm going to be swapping over the logic boards with an iOS 6 one that I got with a bunch of iPhone parts. It doesn't have any call sound, but you know, that's not going to be an issue, as this phone is not going to be used as a phone anyway. So obviously, to get the screen out, you're going to need to go ahead and disassemble the phone, as I said. It's quite an involved process for these older iPhone 4s and 4Ss compared to the much newer iPhones out there. But either way, it isn't too difficult in saying that. I mean, there's a lot of tiny screws, but it's really hard to sort of lose them and stuff up, I guess you could say. Screws, we can go ahead and stick a plastic tool underneath the screen and go ahead and lift up on the LCD to remove it from the phone. Be careful of the cables that are coming out through the mid frame as well. You don't want to damage those or your screen won't work. Now if your screen isn't cracked, you're not going to have lots of glass going everywhere and getting stuck. And if you are keeping the screen that's actually going back on, you need to make sure not to damage those cables. Basically, once you've removed the screen, you'll have an empty frame, which we're going to be putting the screen back on later. So this is the screen here. All we're going to go ahead and do is get a scraping tool and start scraping away down here at the black paint. It's quite easy to remove, and you can see there it makes the phone transparent. So without further ado, you need to get scraping. Now make sure you go slow and easy at this, as you don't want to lodge the tool underneath the LCD and crack the LCD. Now, once you've finished one side, you can start on the other side, and you can see here it's starting to take shape as a transparent LCD. Now you can buy kits on eBay that do the same thing, only they cost an absolute fortune, but I guess you don't have to worry about damaging your screen in doing the mod anyway. You can see here I'm taking it slow, this is sped up, and just removing as much black paint as I can and making it as neat as possible. Okay, so here's the finished product. You can see it's looking quite nice. Now, because the top's so smashed, we won't be doing that. Now, I did try this with another LCD. This is actually an iPhone 4S screen, but you can see here, I slipped with the tool and smashed the LCD. So that screen is now stuffed, but it would have looked nice, as you can see here, but it was a 4S screen anyway, so I couldn't have used it with this phone. Now, once you've completed the mod and are ready to reinstall everything in the phone, so it's just in reverse of what we did before in putting the phone back together. Now that the phone is back together, we can go ahead and power it on, and you can see there is the iOS 6 Apple logo, and you can see that the mod actually looks quite nice. Now that you can't actually see a lot underneath the glass, but it does give your iPhone 4 or 4S a unique look, and paired with a 24 karat gold frame or a matching transparent glass back, this could be the ultimate iPhone 4 or 4S. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time, another one of my great videos.